Damn it!
You know those times where you're just like, I really should have recorded this earlier. I really should have recorded this last week. I really should have just come in here and said all this stuff. Now it's just going to sound like I'm just kind of, talking about it. The thing is, oh my god. Yeah, I had this big, huge plan that I was going to talk about my speculations going forward in the series. What we were going to see, who we were going to see, potentially when we were going to see them. And then episode 6, man. Episode goddamn 6. I was so close to saying, we're going to see a super mutant because we saw Norm looking up FEV in the computer files. Maybe it's a super mutant that's actually in the elevator down in that Vault-Tec place instead of a roach farm. Because, that doesn't seem like a roach farm. That could have been a super mutant. Then I was like, you know what? You guys, we've been ignoring the Enclave. We've been forgetting about the Enclave. They've been there in the background the entire time. We saw them for a short little bit. They're still there. And we know that Bethesda loves the Enclave. And probably as much as they love the Brotherhood. So they would have them there. And that's exactly where we're going. When we saw Wilzog talking to Barb in the elevator. So it seems like maybe that's how Moldover is in, the present, the future, you know what I mean. Was she in with the Enclave as well? And just sort of went off and went all rogue and did her own thing and was able to stay alive because she had the assistance of the NCR? But she just kind of, played it off like, oh, I'm just a traveling waster. Oh, hey, let me rise through the ranks of the NCR and all that other stuff. Because that's happened. I can't remember what rank he was, but Curtis in the NCR in New Vegas, that's exactly what he did. He came in, he rose to the ranks, and even though he was Legion. So, yeah, Moldover could have done the exact same thing. So but we got our first super mutant, which is kind of cool. I was wondering who was going to help Cooper from the post because I knew they wouldn't just turn him feral right away. I was like, I don't know who I really thought it would be, but it's interesting that it's a super mutant. At first I thought it was like, it's not a mole miner, is it? Kind of looks like one, but nope, super mutant. And I don't know if is it CGI or is it actually just makeup? I hope it's makeup. I would like it to be a little more practical effects when it comes to super mutants. At least when it comes to the face. The face did. It would make sense that the face would be practical. At least I hope so. But and then we find out what is going on with Hank, and I'm pretty certain that he was contacting the Enclave in the first episode of the second season there. So the only thing that we didn't get hold of was Norm. The only thing that I was going to say about him was that he was going to find out or catch up with Hank, and that he wouldn't know any of the stuff that Hank's been up to, and therefore he would be, a little more receptive to all that stuff. And it would basically be a family drama type thing when, Lucy caught up with him. She'd be all like, oh, I gotta kill Hank. And then Norm's like, no, don't kill him. So, yeah. And then poor Woody, I bet you he's not around anymore. I'm sure that, is he not around? because maybe Hank's box has those little controllers, and that's what Steph was after, because she knew that there might be people who would step against her or what have you, and she knew like that would give her immediate control, and maybe that's what happened with Woody. Maybe the next time we see him, there'll be like a little controller on the back of his neck, and he'll be all like, "Oh boy, I sure love Vault 32. It's the bestest vault ever. Hail Canada!" That'd be a good thing. Especially that last bit there. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, so I'm interested. Like I don't know if I've said this before, but there is definitely going to be a season 3. Hopefully, we don't have to wait as long. Maybe just a year or so. I mean, a year and a half to get to between seasons 1 and 2. But yeah, we'll hopefully see, because this is obviously all set up for season 3. It's the big, huge Brotherhood, Enclave, Super Mutant, and we might see some more ghouls. All that kind of fighting. That's going to be the next season. Action-packed, and I imagine it would be the final season, because I don't think there's much more that we kind of need in another season after that. I think 3 seasons is fine, and then if they decide to do another one, they could just go to a different location and tell a different story with different characters, which would be fine. Maybe don't focus so much on games. Just an idea. Oh, and I suppose the Legion would be a part of that fight as well, if Macaulay Culkin, if he can bring in his inner Kevin and put up a bunch of booby traps on the other Enclave people. Yeah. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say, because again, this episode kind of took the wind out of my sails. Not in a bad way, just in the fact that I had all these things that I was going to say, and now there's no point in saying them, because the show's pretty much set them for me. But I didn't want to put up a video to kind of be all like, hey, this is kind of cool. So yeah, we'll see how this whole thing goes about. I think there's only 2 episodes left. And then I guess on Amazon's official site, there's something that on like their map that isn't there, or that's there, but it's like a hidden thing, and a lot of people are speculating on what that is. And I guess we don't know what it's going to be until after the final episode. I think it's just going to be like behind the scenes type stuff, which should be fine. I like behind the scenes stuff. Like a lot of people are like, oh, hopefully it's the release date of Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 3 Remastered. That'd be nice, but I mean, they did just put out the greatest New Vegas copy ever. Did you guys pre-order? No. But yeah, we'll see. Anyways, if there's anything going on next week, we'll do another quick video. If not, then I'll see you after the finale for series thoughts and things that we could have had, or things that we're still kind of looking for. I know one thing is the Mysterious Stranger. Where is the Mysterious Stranger? I want my Mysterious Stranger reference. I think that they did a good job of it in Nuka Break. They could do a better job of it here. Give me my Mysterious Stranger. Anyways, that's going to be about it. Again, kind of a wasteful video. I know. I just need to get all this stuff out. And really regret the fact that I didn't do this video last week. So, you can believe me or you can't. That's fine. If you're like, oh, that guy's just jumping on the train, which would seem pretty dangerous. But Anyways, yeah, that's again gonna be about it. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.